Let's talk about adding pages. As the site owner, you will be able to add pages both in the classic SharePoint Online and in the modern experience. Now, before we begin, I have uploaded a couple of images here, and I have put them in Site Assets. We will be using just the 3 images in just a moment. Now, let's start this out with the classic experience for SharePoint Online. Now, I have this sales department site, and it is the classic look and feel. Let's make a new page here. Now, we do have this page option here, but this page option is to edit this page. We're going to come to the cog, and we're going to add a page. Now, notice this is on a classic site, and this is how it appears. So we are just going to type something in there. Now, let's have a look at what's here. We can, notice the pencil, edit the web part, and that's this component here. We can change the image. We can reset to the default image. Now, you do have to know where the images are. So, there's no recent files. Now, notice, if I had copied the link from where I stored those, I could just do from a link, or I could do a web search or get it from a site, or upload from a location. Now, I just happen to have, and let me see if I can find the image that I want. And let's scroll up. These are all of the images on my local machine. And there it is. And let's add that image. Now it is going to appear in the background, but take note of this. Drag to select the image focal point. So let's move this up, and I think that's good. And there we are. Now, let's go down to the next choice here, which appears as a little red circle. Notice it says add a new web part in column 1. And these are our web parts. Now, in your organization, you may have actually paid for more web parts. And let's just go in and add a group calendar. Now, if I scroll down here, let's add a group calendar. And we are going to select the first group. And how many events will I see? I think I want to see 5 events. And let's close that up. Now, we don't have any events in here, but we do have a placeholder. And we have upcoming and past. And notice we can sync. We have a title. Now we can also edit the web part. Again, we can, let's close that down, go here and move the web part, and we can delete the web part. Now, the black indicates it is related to this web part. We do have section options as well. So we can edit a section and make it 2 columns. And now in this part, we can add another section. And of course, we can change the font color. And we can make it bold. And we can increase the size. And we can center it. Now, I'm going to turn comments off. Now, You may be slightly confused with this because it looks like it's an active page. It actually is not active. No one will see this except for you until you publish it. As you work away, it is being saved and we can see that, but no one sees it until we're ready to go live and we publish it. Now the page itself has some page details, and I can change some things, and I can enter a description. And I can see when it was modified. I can see more details or less details. I can change the thumbnail. And now I'm just going to publish that. Now, how do I let people know that this page is here? And I have choices. Add the page to my navigation, post it as a news, email it to someone, and I also have the opportunity to save the page as a template. I'm going to choose to add a page to the navigation. And I'm going to close this, and we can see the pages there. So if we go back to our home for the classic, along the side, we do have pages, and we do also have the new demo page. And let's go home again. We also have directly here the new demo page. And there we have it. Now you can, of course, change this at any time through the edit. And you can, of course, delete the page if you choose to. Now let's go to page details again. And the pages, as we add them, will be given a unique identifier that we can't actually see here. But the unique identifier will allow us to recover it if someone does delete the page. Now I can edit again. And notice I have choices for delete the sections. I can save pages as drafts. I can save pages as templates. I can come now and add more options, and I republish. So what if you're in a position that the page is no longer needed? Well, I'm going to go to my pages here, and I see them. This is the one that I just made, and I can delete. And there we are. Now let's go to research. Research has started out as the new modern experience. And of course, we do have a page as the home page right away. And we can go in here to pages and across the very top, new site page or a wiki page or a web part page. Now I also have, if I come to the gear, add a page. What I actually want to do for this demo is use the new drop down, and let's do a web part page. It will take a second to open up. How do you want the layout to look? And we have a selection. Now as we click through, the little demo shows us the changes. I'm actually going to pick this one, the header, the left column, and the body. And I will save this page where? I would assume most would save in Site Pages. And I'm going to create that. And notice it must have a name. And let's call this Demo Page 1. And we'll create that. And now this is the old-fashioned way of doing pages. So let's add a web part here. And what do you want? Across apps or across the community? I actually want, and let's have a look here. I can also upload. let's do a what's happening. Wait a second. And it cannot be inserted because it requires the community feature. And we do not have the community feature enabled. So keep in mind that some pages and what they display are limited by the features that are activated. So let's use our drop down and let's delete that. Now, let's add another web part. And we do have our classifications and our apps. Now I'm going to cancel out of there because we also have across the ribbon insert different components. And I did want to explain. An app part, notice, is content that already exists within the site. So a document library, a calendar, a list. A web part does not necessarily already exist within a site, and this could be a brand new component. So let's cancel out of there. And we are actually going to get rid of this. This was just a demo. And with this one, I go to Page, and I can stop editing and save. Or notice I could edit in Designer, although it is disabled. I don't have Designer running. I could just delete the page. And that's how we create pages in SharePoint.